Welcome back to ESA Winter 21. We are raising money for Alzheimer Fundin'. Links to donate can be found below the stream. We would also like to thank Koei Tecmo Europe, the publishers of Neo 2, the complete edition, Twitch, and ViewSonic for sponsoring this event. Now it is time for LonerHero with Devil May Cry 2. Take it away.
All right. Hey everyone. I'll be showcasing this very, very interesting piece of a game, Devil May Cry 2. I've been working for this game for nearly 2 years. The category we're going to run is New Game Dante. I'm accompanied by 2 geckos. So we have D Cosmic, a friend of mine who started running this game with me for a very long time. And then we have Vash, the Shelled Bullet.
Hey everybody, it's DE Cosmic over here. I speedrun the Devil May Cry series, and I'm here to support the homie Loner.
I wish I had my camera on so y'all could see the signs I was throwing up. Hey everybody, it's Vash TSB. We're running it down mid. Good to see you again.
Alright. So I'll let the Cosmic do the honors for the count. So go ahead. Yep.
Yeah. And then Vash, you want to start us off with the commentary once I do the countdown? We'll do that.
Oh, yeah, you know me, buddy. I came prepared.
Okay, let's do it. All right, so 3, 2, 1. Devil May Cry. Start time.
All right, guys. So this game is kind of a bit of a black sheep of the main DMC series, meaning just that a lot of what attracted players to DMC 1 was kind of different or wasn't really all that present in 2. But the speedrun of New Game Dante is very involved, and it has a lot of cool movement, and it has a very dangerous high-risk reward play style to get these optimal times, and that's what we're going to be seeing out of Loner here. We're also going to be seeing a lot of flipping, dude. This is our main form of movement. But the way we go about our main form of movement kind of changes with what we have to do. So there's going to be a lot of verticality to some of these areas that we're going to have to move through. Obviously, rolling is the quickest way to get through these longer stretches of flat terrain, but you know, as we're about to see, we got to get up these buildings. We can't just run up them yet, so we gotta jump.
This is also like the one of only 2 games in the series where Dante actually starts out with his double jump. So they really wanted you to be able to scale a lot of these bigger environments that they had planned right off jump too. And right here in this fight, Loner's going to pick up this gold orb, which will revive you on death. That's not going to be relevant for a little while because Loner's a god gamer. So what Loner's going to be trying to do here is cycle through a bunch of the style ranks, because in this game there exists an orb manipulation technique where if you cycle through style ranks accordingly, I forget the actual order, but if you do, like, I think it's like ECA or something like that, and then you have to loop back around, you can actually get up to 16 times the orbs from a bunch of enemies. So Loner's doing specific kills here, and maintaining specific style ranks in order to do so. You got it?
Yep.
Oh, nice. Good stuff.
It's double A, double D, double A.
That's what it is. Okay, yeah. So, and that was something that we actually had to consult the Japanese strategy guide about. The Japanese strategy guide for this game actually illuminated a lot of things that we were just kind of unaware of in terms of how
that
the
was
game
intentional?
works. Yeah, that's intentional.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was wacky.
Look at the orb count now. We're gonna get 1k. That's 1k.
What?
And that's 2k.
Right, that's.
Yep. So now he can
3K.
maintain. Yep, he can maintain the style rank, and you can just get a ton of orbs. Dante also starts out with Stinger in this game as well, a move that you normally have to buy.
Yeah, so our first couple of fights, Loner's going to do his best, obviously, to manipulate that style meter, which I didn't even realize he was doing.
Yeah.
But we also we have efficient routing for how we can kill certain demons, because demons come in all shapes and sizes. They're just like us people. And just like us people, these demons have unique health bars. But they're consistent, and you can get them down with attacks in specific orders. So you're going to see Loner approach demons of the same type with a lot of the same, I guess, combo routing, because it's the most efficient way to get rid of them quickly. Another thing that's nice about the movement of this game is that it's very commitment heavy. All these dodge rolls, it's not like Nier Automata where you can kind of like schmoove around with them. Once you're committed to something, you're in it to win it. And the same goes for jump arcs too. So it's a lot of knowing, like, chaining the height and distance together to cross the gaps in the game. And actually, I have a question for you, Cosmic. So we just entered the shop for the first time, and we bought an upgrade for our sword, Rebellion. What do that?
So this game's upgrades are a little bit different from the rest of the series, where in the rest of the series you're buying abilities for your weapons. In this game you're actually buying stats. So in this case we're going to increase the attack power of Rebellion, and it's just going to allow us to do more damage here. Also, this door right here is one of 2 doors in the game that you actually have to press a button to interact with. And we're going to do this puzzle here. And it has different patterns. Yeah, this is a puzzle, I guess you want to call it a puzzle.
If this is a puzzle, then I'm a genius, bro.
So there's like 3 different patterns that can come up here. Loner got an optimal pattern. So he was able to, quote-unquote, 2-cycle the puzzle. And then he's going to head on into the next room. And so, again, very differently from the rest of the series, you don't actually acquire new abilities for your weapons throughout this game, which is a little bit of a bummer. But it brings a bit of a different dynamic to the speedrun, because we're not necessarily looking for utility throughout this game, because we've pretty much got all of our abilities right off jump. Like the double jump that I mentioned, Stinger, you have like the other Devil Trigger abilities. What we're looking to do is really just stack up a lot of damage and get super strong for the late game.
Actually, we talk about Devil Trigger. There's a lot that we haven't covered about what this game is. So, Devil May Cry, you play as a half-demon, half-human, cripplingly depressed man named Dante. That is he on screen. He is they. And you have this thing. If you look in the top left, you see this like weird moon symbol thing. We'll talk about that in a minute. But you see 2 bars. One's green, one's kind of yellowish. The yellowish one is the one that we kind of want to pay attention to, because that's Dante's magic meter, or his Devil Trigger meter, for lack of a better term. And what that is it lets him tap into the anger in his heart, and he becomes the super demon that he was always meant to be. And he just goes ghost and starts flexing on all the haters, as he's doing right now. It's kind of cool.
He's also got the blickies like just totally on lock in this game, dude.
When he's a human, he's just holding guns. But when he becomes a demon, they just
he is the gun.
So
I have become blicky.
So, like Cosmic said, we're not so much looking for new abilities as we are looking for... Well, I mean, I guess that's not necessarily true with what we're about to get here. We're more looking for an expansion of the kit that we have on lock right now. So, at the end of this fight, we're going to get something called the our first heart item. It's the aerial heart?
Aerial heart, yeah.
Nailed it, bro. I know this game.
No chance, dude.
As it implies, it opens up some movement options for our aerial mobility, but only when we're in Devil Trigger. So it lets us fly up, and it also gives us access to air raid, if I'm correct?
It does, yep, absolutely.
Oh, and that's a shredder move right there. That's going to gun him down hard. When it happens, I'll point it out to you. It's kind of funny.
So this boss fight, I guess it's like a mini boss right here, the Goatling here. Loner's going to actually set up for the actual boss fight of the level by getting himself hit on this door here that has, the white hand there that's coming out. It does a lot of damage, and he's also just going to be looking to kill the Goatling at the same time. This just softens Dante up to set up for a mode called Desperation Devil Trigger, or Majin Devil Trigger, where when Dante is in red health, or very, very low health, we're going to be able to turn into like his ultimate demon form. It's very similar to something like Red Tearstone Ring in Dark Souls, if anybody's familiar with that mechanic.
Yeah, this is what we talk about when we say that this game has a very high-risk, high-reward element to it. That's something that you see in a lot of Devil May Cry games, but it usually takes the form of something like Royal Guard, where the objective is to not lose health. Why is he not taking damage here? All right,
That's
sick.
really weird, yeah.
That's unfortunate.
That's fine. There's
That's
always a backup.
Yeah, so what was supposed to happen is this dude was about to get sent to the
okay.
Shadow Realm.
I set it up.
On the first Majin activation, but that's all right. Ooh, all right, we're chilling. We're chilling.
Okay. That was a very risky setup, but something that I really appreciate a lot of Loner's runs is that he has setups on top of setups on top of setups. He really knows this game inside and out, and his health management with Dante is pretty much second to none. So his ability to calculate whatever damage he needs to build not only the Devil Trigger back if his Majin fails, but also keep himself in that red health range is pretty much impeccable. So that boss just got shredded.
Unfortunately, you didn't get to see the laser blades, but
yeah,
you'll see it soon.
in this game, I should mention, by the way, Majin Devil Trigger is essentially I don't really know what you would equate it to in terms of anime, because you can equate a lot of things in this game to anime, but I'm really drawing a blank right now in comparisons.
Well, all right, listen. So if regular Devil Trigger is like Naruto's like base QB form, then definitely Majin Devil Trigger is like full mastered Sage of Six Paths with the QB cloak and Hinata as his wife. All the power-ups you could possibly give him.
That's fair. Also, there's a skip here called Quick Heart Skip. So in that building that's behind Dante right now, you would have to go and get something called the Quick Heart, which allows you to run faster. But with the power of rolling and the dodge button, you can just roll underneath this gate and just skip right to the boss fight.
Wait, that's
Don't
a
gotta
skip?
do any of that. That's technically a skip. Yeah, I've seen people do that casually.
Yeah, I'm just
so
like,
you've
that's
got
not
a little
what
bit
you're
of a
supposed
window.
to be doing.
Yeah, you've got a little bit of a window. Yeah. So
I'm not
here's
gonna-
Go ahead. Yeah.
I thought you were going to attempt to pronounce this. I'm not going to.
Yeah, I need one more.
I just call her Medusa.
Oh.
Or
Yeah.
serpent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty true. But the goal is to get right on top of her, like on the back of her, because that's pretty much a constantly active hitbox. So again, that we can soften Dante up and get him into this super powerful mode. And what's nice about it too is that as you are in Majin Devil Trigger and you're attacking the boss, they get flinched by normal hits that otherwise they would just shrug off and wouldn't care about.
A little bit unfortunate here. She activated his Devil Trigger, his Majin Devil Trigger really high, so the Gold Orb got popped there, but not really a nothing doing, because there's a backup Gold Orb actually that Loner can pick up in a couple of missions from now. So a little bit of an unfortunate boss fight there, but you saw
It's
again like
because,
how much damage Majin Devil Trigger does.
Because before you use a gun setup, you have to do actually enough DPS before you transform.
Yeah,
That's
so
the
if you
whole goal of
transform
that fight.
if you transform too quickly, you're also not going to be able to burst her down, and then she just activates a bunch of shields in a row. It's a good time. Also, there's some good boys here on the start of this level. There's going to be some big wolves coming out, and unfortunately, although they are good boys, we're going to have to put them down.
But it's the way that we put them down that highlights something interesting about this game. So the wolves actually... okay, you're kind of messing up the flow of the mojo here, Loner. Let him out of the corner. So these boys are John Talbaning their way across the stage at lightning quick speeds. And if you were to try to, like... If they weren't putting themselves in the corner for the easy schmicks, you would probably miss a lot of attacks with the slow sword swipe, comparatively. So it's good to enter, like, spend that Devil Trigger meter to get the beam hands. I can't think of anything. The do.
The Gatling guns.
Yes, black pink in your area.
It's called Kaliga, if you want to know the gun name.
Kaliga.
Wait, it's a different gun?
It's
Yes.
technically a different gun, yeah. There's a lot of
Here.
like interesting names for moves in this game.
There's a lot of interesting names for bosses, dude. Stop capping. What is this? I mean, I know what's happening on screen. I
Also,
apologize.
we got the shotgun last mission, and I should
Yep.
say that the shotgun is absolutely like the best gun in this game. You see Loner here using it to not only cause a lot of damage, but to also knock back a lot of enemies and cause a lot of stun. He's also doing shotgun cancels here, where you can fire the shotgun and then switch to the pistols, and then switch immediately back to the shotgun, canceling pretty much all the recoil on the shotgun. It's definitely one of the best techniques in this game, and it's why we ended up routing out pretty much every other gun, is so that we could keep that technique later on as well.
It's also really cool that in DMC2, the way that your Majin form works, getting low health and trying to soften Dante up to get to that, you'd think that always taking damage in forced fights was the optimal way to go. But that's not always the case, because, like, the style... Oh, my God.
Yeah,
the style meter directly contradicts that, right? So as soon as you get hit, you lose your current style rating. And we want that because not only for manipulating it for how many orbs we can get with the manipulation, but also the higher our rating is naturally, the more orbs we get on kill, and the more we get on mission completion. And all that feeds back into the economy. So through routing, you have to make the decision of, okay, am I going to, try to take damage for a setup later on, or am I going to try to play it safer, comparatively again, to maintain my current style rating? I like how I don't even blink when there's infested tanks on screen.
Yeah, dude, these tanks, shoutouts to PS2 Shinobi for the infested tank enemies here. They have a little bit of RNG to them. You saw earlier Loner guy that got clapped by one. That's totally like RNG, whether or not the tanks will have any sort of effect on you. They also have this minigun that's on top of them.
Right so here, that shotgun cancel damage?
Yeah, it's so strong, dude. It's crazy. And that's a bit of a jog animation there. And then here's the infested chopper. And again, so the game, for some reason, it wants to make you think that you have to fight it, but you really don't. So what Loner's going to be doing here again also is getting Majin Devil Trigger back and then just flying right up to the top here, because Majin Devil Trigger does everything faster. Not only does it kill things faster, it also moves faster. And then he's going to also set up a cutscene skip here where he's going to use the laser beam to kill the helicopter, which will teleport him to the other side of the area. Oh, that's what it is. So yeah, you're not going to use yeah, because it's right. You use laser if you're at low. Yeah, okay. So anyway, so there's a little bit of platforming tech here as well. I call these gun jumps. I think I'm the only one that calls them that because nobody else calls them anything. Basically, you just jump and then shoot your guns that give you a little bit of extra height, and then you're going to just jump again and then shoot your guns again for even more verticality. This allows you to skip little bits of platforming as well as redirect yourself a little bit with momentum. And
yeah, and also it just looks great.
It looks really cool, yeah.
Like, the Infested Chopper's kind of a meme, but this whole section, it's very visually appealing. Man's just flipping around. He's having a good day.
And here comes the Infested Chopper. So the meme here is that you kind of shoot at this thing for like a minute or so, a minute and a half. But really what the game doesn't really explain this very well, but it wants you to sorry, I was making sure they didn't die there. I was clenching a little bit. So there's some missiles that this thing fires, and it wants you to hit them or kill them in order to build Devil Trigger. And then that will allow you to kill it much quicker. Instead, Loner's going to run into the helicopter blades here. And then use the fireball on the eye. Nice. Yeah, there we go. That's a little bit more damage than Ebby and Ivory, man. A little bit more damage.
Where was this stuff in 5, man? I'm perplexed. This man's throwing out unibeams. You got Iron Man in the game, bro.
Also, this boss right here is an actual skyscraper. It's I forget its actual name, but it's
the Tower of Doom.
That's right. Nephesturus, yeah. So
really
Loner's going to be shotgun canceling here, and the laser beam that this guy shoots out, once you get hit by it 4 times, it will send you into Majin Devil Trigger health. I think maybe, actually, no, it's 3 times on this and then 4 times on the final boss. Right. There we go. So Loner's going to be taking him out here. Gonna try and DPS him down, get the Devil Trigger back. The bats are gonna be sent out as well here. And then he's gonna go into Majin form for the last bit here, and then the guy's head is just gonna come down and just open up with the cheekbones, and Loner's just gonna take him to Duff City with the good old
With the good old Doomsday.
razzle dazzle.
And then Doomsday, yeah. So Doomsday, that little explosion there that happened is a map-wide area of effect damage ability that you have to expend the rest of your Majin Devil Trigger bar in order to activate it, but it pretty much just wipes the whole floor clean.
So a bunch of story stuff happens between then and now. Like, we're in a helicopter, we wind up in an oil field. It's got some, like, rail grinding in it. Cosmic, what is this game? What happens?
So essentially...
I'm all ears.
Essentially, there is a corporate businessman named Arius who believes himself worthy to become a god.
As you do.
Yeah, as you do. And
I think Jeff Bezos runs that strat a couple times.
He has a really cool Magnum and a really cool jacket, and he also has hair like Heihachi Mishima.
Yeah, I was gonna say he looks like Heihachi.
He looks like Heihachi. And then Dante's sort of, I guess, contracted or tasked with the job of taking him down from a clan of devil hunters. There's another character in this game, Lucia, who we're going to kind of see briefly here and there in cutscenes, and her clan is trying to take down Arius, and I guess they've been at war with Arius for a little while, trying to stop him.
Must not be doing that good of a job of it if, like, a whole squad of people can't bring down Heihachi. Although now, as soon as I said it, I realized the problem with it. Heihachi's buff.
It's Heihachi. He did catch a bullet with his teeth. So Loner is going to activate this elevator here. And funny thing about that elevator, while Loner's going through all of these other rooms, that elevator's going down to the bottom of that floor. That's normally an auto-scroller where you kind of just have to wait there. Well, we're going to skip all that. We're going to go and grab a couple of key items here. We're going to grab Vendetta, which is... Dante has 3 swords in this game. He has Vendetta, Rebellion, and Merciless. And Rebellion is sort of like the middle ground. They go on a scale of range and damage. So Vendetta has the shortest range but does the most damage. Rebellion's the middle ground. And Merciless has the least damage but the most range. We want damage, so we're going to grab Vendetta here. We're also going to grab the Fireheart. The Fireheart is going to give us extra damage while we're in Devil Trigger. So we're working on just stacking up, like I said, a lot of damage for the late game. We've got 2 key items for this already. We're going to grab a third one on the next level. I'm sorry, 2 levels from now. And this is also, all of this that we just did allows us to pretty much skip this entire auto-scroller.
Yeah, what's kind of really neat about this run is there's a decent amount of variety to the way you go through levels. Like, that's kind of the only point that I can think of where you just, like, set up a lift to go on its own and then you can just leave, do some other stuff. This is the only point I can think of where you really have an auto-scroller,
yeah,
I guess, of sorts. So
Absolutely.
We're in a train. I think this is the Disneyland monorail, complete with the people trying to kill you, and
This is another room. This is another room where Loner sets up an orb manipulation technique. This is a little bit of a trickier one to set up, just because enemy spawns are a bit more staggered, so you can't actually kill enemies too fast. Because you run out of spawns, you know, nobody will have spawned in, you can't continue the manipulation. So it's a little bit hard here, but if you can get it, there's a lot of gains to be had. We're rooting for the gluten out here.
Absolutely, you know, he's
Would now
always
be
on
an
the
okay
grind.
time for a donation,
Yeah,
y'all?
absolutely.
Would. Sorry
we've
about
been trucking, yeah. So.
All right. Well, speaking of trucking, we got $50 from Fist Truck. It says, prepared to see copious amounts of slapping via guns and pump for the commentary. Thank you very much for that generous donation, Fist Truck.
Got time for a couple more.
Well, if I have a little time to talk, I would love to talk about the charity that we are raising funds for right now. Actually, you know what? I want to talk about the prizes. Because for a minimum donation of $25, you can be entered to win a ViewSonic Elite XG270 monitor, and bump that up to $35, you are entered to win the ViewSonic VX2758-2KP MHD monitor. So both of those, that's cumulative. So if you donate at least $25 and or $35 over the course of the marathon, you can be entered to win one of those two this monitor.
Excellent. So, you might be thinking, why doesn't Loner just fly up this elevator? The answer is because the game doesn't want you to fly. Once you enter flight mode on that elevator, there's an invisible wall. No fun allowed. So you have to ride the elevator to the top and then just kind of jump your way up.
Oh, dude, that was Heihachi, bro!
So, we're gonna get into another boss here.
He's a big angry bull.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's a big angry bull, and he's got a giant hammer and stuff. He spits out fire. We're gonna get introduced to a technique called Million Stab, which in this game is only available in Devil Trigger. So the neat little bit of optimization here that's going on is that Loner will activate the Million Stab in Devil Trigger and then deactivate Devil Trigger before he lets it rip, because then it won't consume any additional Devil Trigger gauge.
It's also important to note here that you want to
jump.
keep your DT up for instances like that, when you're about to tank a hit, because in Devil Trigger, Dante has basically super armor, where he can take some damage, some hits, and not get knocked back. Getting knocked back is slow. Sure, you're still taking damage, but as we've already shown, health is a resource to be used and abused in this run. You shouldn't be afraid of taking hits. If you are, you're not getting world record, buddy.
So this is the Capcom escape sequence here. Kind of comes a little bit early. This whole factory's just blowing up. Dante's gonna grab the offense heart here. The offense heart, you guessed it, stacks up more damage in Devil Trigger. So now we've got our big three, the trifecta, the pièce de resistance, the chicken Alfredo of our damage tools. We've got Vendetta, we've got the Fire Heart, and we've got the Offense Heart. So now, when we go into Devil Trigger and we want to dish out some damage, we're doing some damage. So now we're all stacked up for late game.
It's 1:30 in Vegas. Do you think Buca di Beppo is open?
I have no idea what that is. So
It's an Italian restaurant. I'm trying to get some chicken Alfredo, buddy.
That's what's
dear
up.
Lord.
I back it.
Also,
go ahead.
I was
yeah,
just gonna say, this is like the laziest explosion I've ever seen.
The explosion's just like, yeah, I'll get there, dude.
What kind of like oil field explosion takes 12 minutes to pop off?
I got nothing, man.
Granted,
well, I guess-
I don't have a case study to throw it against, but
Well, I guess it's like in those action movies where they're like, we've got an hour to save the president, and then, you know, the whole movie is like an hour and a half long, and then they say we've got an hour to save the president at the very start, so they really save him in like a day that's somehow like put into an hour and a half, but they still say they have an hour. It's like, it's that kind of thing, right?
I think it's also kind of like how you drive a plane into a turbine to escape from an oil field, as you do. As you do. It's like completely reasonable to do.
There's actually a additional gun in that plane. There's a missile launcher. We actually don't pick it up anymore. It was in very early versions of the route. When Loner came along and started optimizing this route a lot, that was when Offense Heart and Fire Heart actually got added in, and then the missile launcher actually got taken out. Because, like I mentioned before, we can't actually do shotgun cancels effectively if we have to cycle through more weapons, which real-time weapon switching, by the way, is something that this game introduced with the gun switching. And so with taking out the missile launcher, we were able to effectively just do a lot more shotgun cancels and just incorporate that gun a lot more, which gave us just overall more utility, actually, despite having less weapons.
I have a question.
So
Dante got Dysoned into, is this hell, or is this just like the center of the earth? Because I see we got mole people.
I think it's just the center of the earth. It's just underground. There's somehow a moth underground that we're gonna be fighting here in a second. There's a Moth Boss. Yeah.
As you do.
Cha-cha-cha.
That didn't sound like good. That sounded like unfortunateness.
Oh, I'm about to see.
Oh, this
here, 'cause
man got eaten.
These enemies here can eat you, and you have to actually... It's a setup for Desperation Devil Trigger here, or Majin Devil Trigger. You have to let them eat you, and then you can just go ahead and just smack the moth up here. And the way that you actually get out of that grab, people think that you have to mash the buttons, but it's actually very similar to something like Resident Evil 1 Remake, where you have to wiggle the stick back and forth.
You don't have to wiggle. You have to...
Oh, you don't have to wiggle?
Because rotating is much faster.
Oh, yeah, rotating, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's a recent discovery that I've been messing around with the game. I was like...
Same difference. They know what I'm talking
Wait, this
about.
man's doing SPDs?
Maybe.
He's doing
Zangief?
SPDs, yeah.
That's
True.
nuts.
And this is actually like the optimal way to kill these guys, is as long as they're charging at you, you just have to let them eat you, and then just shake on out with the rotating of the analog stick.
If they don't eat you, just slap them.
Yep, exactly.
That's kind of the mission. It was kind of a bait and switch because you wanted to open up that portal to I think it's just hell. I think that's what this staircase leads to.
It also leads to the most infamous room in the game, I should note. This looks like it came straight out of a rejected Lowe's presentation sheet.
Yeah, if y'all got any Advil on deck, you're gonna need it because this floor over here is about to give you a headache.
Oh,
Shoutouts to Silent Hill the Room.
Yeah.
Oh, it's unfortunate. You hate to see it.
Somebody I know actually tried to mod the textures in that room to make it more tolerable, and it crashed the game. There's something so cursed about that texture that if you try and mod it, it will literally just crash your game. We're also going a little bit Tomb Raider here, and just doing leaps and bounds through these archways and rotating this whole room. And then we're about to get chased by a demonic boulder. Yeah.
Yeah, Crash Bandicoot. This
I don't even know how to explain this area.
I don't either.
Honest,
I'm puzzled.
This is why I just say this is like Dante's homage to Indiana Jones as well.
But what are we in hell?
I
mean,
know.
I am, but what about Dante?
To note, by the way, the development for this game actually took place over the course of about 6 months, or I should say the bulk of development. So there was like an unknown director that had the project at first, and in the year or so that they had to work on the game, that started. The rumor is that it started as a sort of Tomb Raider-ish game, which would explain this area. But at some point, it turned into a Devil May Cry game. And Hideaki Itsuno, who ended up doing Devil May Cry 3, 4, and 5, took over the project, and in 6 months they came out with this. Pretty good for 6 months, I think, all things considered. Also, this is Bulwark.
Yeah, I really want you to say they did a good job while I'm just staring at what this camera angle is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The camera angle in this fight focuses the wolves, by the way. That was a really quick Bulwark. Bulwark is one of Sparta's rivals, actually, Dante's father. Again, the game doesn't explain this. It's all kind of tucked away in the side lore. But Sparta fights him a long time ago, and that's why in this game you actually fight him twice. However, he never says anything to Dante, so it's hard to understand his significance, but he's a pretty cool boss, all things considered. He's got the good boys protecting him.
No, you say you got some things that are hard to understand. I watched this. What is happening?
Geometry, actually. This is the greatest test of a scientific calculator that you'll find this side of I don't know what circle of hell we're in at this point. But yeah, whatever side of that circle of hell that pertains to math. It's the finest test of a scientific calculator, dude.
What? Why?
And then right after that, we come across this dude that's got 2 balls and chains, and he looks like he's an Iron Maiden made into a person.
He tried to anti-air, but
his name's also Plutonian, by the way.
Yeah, he's probably the most pronounceable boss name that we get in the whole game, not gonna lie.
All right, how do y'all feel about some donations right now?
Go for it, yeah.
I'm here
I'm
for
on it, yeah, go for it.
All right, I have a $5 donation here from Bandito who says, "Great stream. I love it when Loner plays Bayonetta 3."
No shot.
I have a donation here from the body for $10.69. He says, "Thanks for everyone involved in making this an awesome event." I heard that snort. All the best. Stay healthy and speedy. Big love. Less than 3.
So
More
Loner's
time
gonna
for
be picking up
donations?
some.
Okay.
Go for it, yeah.
All right. I had a $10 donation here from Beat Out Reality who says, "Had to donate for the big homie LonerHero. Don't look so nervous, my guy. The holiest of Gonzos is with you, my son."
Also, this is Heihachi here, or Arius. As you can see, he's just kind of chilling, smoking a cigar. Loner's doing some pretty nice combos to him to prevent him from summoning these demons. But it's still a really good fight here. So Arius, as long as he hasn't summoned any demons, which you can kind of stun lock him into preventing, he won't try to do anything other than summon them. So he won't have any attacks at all coming out. So that's why you saw Loner able to kind of just chop him down real quick there. This mission right here, this mission is actually where the run for this game started to evolve a lot. So first of all, we're going to see the DMC2 kick cancel mechanics here, where you can cancel one jump kick into another and then hit this orb here. It's pretty sick, right? Yeah, I know. So this run, or this mission, actually used to be a lot slower than what you're going to kind of see here, because people used to just kind of helm break that orb over and over again, and more techniques got found, like that jump cancel there. We started using aerial raid, routing in some devil trigger, and this is kind of where like a lot of like newer runners started, is around the time that this mission started getting revolutionized. There's a glitch here, by the way, where you run up the side of the wall and it despawns all the enemies in the room. I have no idea why this works. It must be a debug thing or something that just happened to make it into the retail copy.
Isn't this like the starting area of the game?
Yeah, but it's kind of warped right now. It's kind of like...
that's not very cash money.
Well, it's fine, because we are going to be going down to hell in a little bit, so we'll be leaving it behind here in a little bit.
What do you mean? Dude, do you see the skybox? We're already there. What are you talking about? What normal city just be having streets like this?
Redgrave, I guess.
I'm sorry
The
if the
savior
streets
is
be
coming.
like this.
And this mission's kind of weird because it has you opening these lights in order to access a gate to a returning boss from DMC1, which is Phantom, the lava scorpion.
Oh
And-
yeah, we unequipped the fire heart at the start of
Oh,
the
that's
mission.
right. Yeah, yes. Because so the fire heart, while it does more damage, it actually eats through a lot of your devil trigger really fast.
It also has a bug where if you hit the environment, it's also gonna hit the rest of the enemies in the map for some reason.
Yep. So you end up burning through a lot of your devil trigger like really, really fast. So Loner equipped the Thunder Heart there in order to just get a little bit more efficient devil trigger use and just avoid that bug. However, we can't avoid this bug. So we're gonna be fighting Phantom here. There's, I guess, some lingering rumors that this is not the Phantom from DMC1. Maybe it's a relative or something, which I would kind of believe, I guess. It's a rather quiet version of Phantom, and a little bit less intimidating, if I'm being honest. Tends to just kind of swing at you and get stunned really, really easily, and down it goes.
Yeah, but this is another instance of Loner, again, using that Devil Trigger activation and deactivation to keep his DT up, but still being able to tank through those hits that it's honestly just slower to try to avoid, so you just want to stay on top of it. And speaking of staying on top of it, this is the portal to hell, right?
Yep, that's the portal to hell.
Nailed
It gives you 4 minutes to kill all the waves of enemies in this area. I'm sorry, 3 minutes. And if you don't, then you just lose 3 minutes. It's a good time. So if we have any donations, now's a pretty good time for him, because Loner's just gonna have to concentrate on doing his thing.
That is awesome. We do have a donation from Crazy, who sent in $25. Said, "First time donating to charity. Thank you for all your work. Shout out to the guard flyers on the couch, and good luck to Loner. Stay crazy.
Thank you.
Speaking of crazy, that's
I lost the count how many I killed them now.
Yeah, I don't mean to interrupt. That's kind of unfortunate. So for this segment, what Loner wants to do, just for optimization's sake, is he wants to enter Majin Devil Trigger. So he wants to get his health low. He picked up a health orb, and it just straight up made it like he never took damage. You kind of hate to see it. But
And
I
this
would
game,
love to hear. Oh,
this game has drop rates depending on your health. So when you have less health, the game will not only drop more white orbs, but it will drop more green orbs. So it's really kind of unfortunate that like you would think under normal circumstances like it's good to have all these green orb drops because it's like, oh, the game's giving me a hand, but it's like, no, game, I want to stay near death so I can be at my most powerful.
we got some time for some more donation.
Yep, go for it.
Awesome. Well, I do want to remind everybody who has been donating that we have all kinds of amazing incentives and bid wars available for you to put those donations towards. So when you are donating to Alzheimer Fund, please do remember to look over those incentives and bid wars. The one that is coming up the soonest is, of course, the one for Crash Mind Over Mutant to choose the color of Crash's shorts and hair. And Classic is in a healthy lead. $115. Coming in close behind is Bluey at $90. Third place is Greenie at $70. And fourth place is Ready at $62. So if you feel strongly about the color of Crash Bandicoot's hair and shorts, you should get those donations. That run is coming up right after.
Very cool. So now we're in hell.
Woo,
which looks like which looks like a corporate office building, very dissimilar to Spring Break, I should say. If you happen to vacation inside a corporate office building, I don't know, man.
You think this is where the reboot got some of its ideas?
Oh, I mean, yeah, I think that they actually said that for the reboot of this series, they took a lot of level design inspiration from Devil May Cry 2. You can really tell just because of like all the sprawling cityscapes that are in both of those games. And
very positive way to word that. Good.
Yeah, absolutely. Dude.
That's cosmic.
And this is something that I like to talk about with this game a little bit is that one of the ways this game kind of shows its age and kind of shows the very short dev cycle is that they give you a lot of these mobility tools and a lot of these really strong attacks from range in these very big environments, and then they don't really give the enemies kind of these ample ways to contest your mobility. And as a result, you really just kind of get free reign, which is really nice for the speedrun because, we can just do as we please, basically. But under normal circumstances, when you want to play Devil May Cry, you probably want a bit of a challenge. So, again, a little bit of ways that this game kind of shows its age.
And there's Dante living out everybody's dream right now. Just
rolling through the
mad damage in an elevator. 5 dudes showed up.
Also, there's I guess like a platforming puzzle here where you have to it looks intimidating at first, but all you really have to do is just jump.
Yo,
and then
you remember Kingdom Hearts 2? Where you're like going through the trials and then like just the balls come out of the alleyway in like an order?
Yes.
Yeah, me neither. Like, whoa. Why is that in this game?
So then you have to pick up these things called the sacrilege, which you're going to put into these doorways, which will morph this hellish tower a little bit more every time you do it. The maze here is literally just go across the hall, and you'll be at the door that you need to be at. Also, Loner got into red health again because guess who's back? It's Bulwark and the good boys.
Oh my guy.
And then they're all just gonna get dusted again by the good old Sith Lord blades here. I also forgot to mention this. When you upgrade attacks in this game, or when you upgrade weapons, the corresponding attack buttons in Majin Devil Trigger also get upgraded. So it's very important that Loner got the upgrades for his swords that he did, because now his Majin Devil Trigger is going to dish out even more damage. And then we're gonna be getting into this another setup here. So he's gonna just head through this room here, and one last elevator before a boss called Magia. And the way Magia works is it's 3 floating heads, one that's light blue, one that's sort of like a greenish blue, and then one that's red. And they all correspond to the different elements that you can get in this game for the hearts. Oh my goodness, that's perfect, dude. I don't know if that goat knew, but you're a gamer and he'd better step off, dude. So you see Loner again setting up here for the Majin Devil Trigger, and then he's gonna head into the Magia fight, also using the knockback on that shotgun really well.
Guess that.
Oh, that's a holy water. Yeah, I forgot to say, holy water in this game is a drop. It's not an item that you can buy.
It's done by green orb, so 256 out of 1 green orb has a chance of holy water.
Yeah, very interesting way to balance that thing. So he's gonna look for the weak head here because there's only one vulnerable head at a time. And Loner's just gonna kind of scout for it with his gun, so we found it, and now he's just gonna shoot the fireballs at it, and then force it into its state here with the laser here. So it's gonna force it into the end phase, and that's just the entire fight there. All he's got to do here is just roll through.
Okay, he's gonna dodge one fireball.
The invincibility frames on this front dodge roll, by the way, are absolutely massive. So
there's also like an extra invincibility frame that you could do at certain moves in this game, where, for example, Stinger, you could do a back turn Stinger that gives him a 2 extra frame invulnerability.
Oh, that's
so,
sick.
Yeah.
Also, we're heading into the final showdown with Arius. You want to take it away, Vash? Go for it.
Yeah, so we are going to reslot. Oh wait, we're not going to reslot the Fireheart.
Not yet, boyo.
Wacky. Whoa. So this one, he already has some ads on deck, but he's kind of a lazy dude, so he kind of goes down the same way he did last time. He's going to try to summon dudes. He's going to try to cast spells, but he's just tanking these hits to the head. And
that is one of the best Arius fights I've ever seen for this mission. That is crazy.
Please clap for killing Heihachi.
Also, here we go. This wonderful voice acting.
Yeah. Here's your crown.
That is still one of the coldest lines in this series, though. King, yeah, here's your crown. So, heading into the final fight or final 2 fights of this game, I should say. I don't know how to explain this other boss, other than, like, imagine if a buffet was a boss fight. So you're going down the line at your favorite Chinese place, your favorite Chinese buffet, and you see all that delicious food. That's this boss. Imagine if all that food was deadly, right?
Delicious?
So, yeah, I mean, the places that I go to are pretty good. So
I think I would just stick with Panda Express, bro. I don't know about this head.
I don't know, man. Yeah, but they basically take every boss fight that's in this game and then all just mash it into one. So Dante is just kind of going to hell here. The other character, Lucia, that we kind of saw briefly, he flips a coin for which one of them is going to go to hell to fight the big bad, and his coin has the same on both sides. So he kind of is like, "Hey, I'm going to sacrifice myself, do a hero thing," and she's like, "Okay, you won fair and square." Then she finds out, she's like, "Oh no, he tricked me," but she's like, "Oh, Dante," and then this boss is going down here to Majin Devil Trigger, and this form is so powerful, dude. Oh my goodness, the Hyper Viper Beam. Shoutouts to Marvel too.
All right, and then we have our final boss coming up here. It's not an amalgam, it's just a cool dude.
Despair embodied. So also time's gonna be coming up here soon, so Loner, I'll let you call for that here.
Alright.
So this fight it's kind of just going down the same way that every fight has gone down up until now.
I was gonna say,
I tried it.
Oh, you went for it. It's cool. You got the gold orb though. This boss is actually like pretty cool though. It has a lot of like interesting attacks, and some of them actually ended up getting carried over to Dante's Sin Devil Trigger in DMC5. pretty neat.
Very neat. It looks cool.
Absolutely, yeah.
I wish the game had more this.
Boss fights like this? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. In general. Instead of tanks.
Time.
Time.
All right.
And that is Devil May Cry 2 New Game Dante by the boy LonerHero.
LonerHero,
What's
everybody.
the time?
I'm looking at a 48-13.
Ooh, that's a really nice time. Oh, that's really good. Yeah,
That's really
nice.
good considering that I loved messing around this fight and Aria's cutscene. Oh dear.
It's really nice run, dude. Awesome job.
Yeah, solid.
Oh man.
You want to shout yourself out, dude? Compose yourself.
I don't have to shout out myself first, because first of all, I have to shout out you two for carrying me out over this commentary. I was like, I don't have to say anything because you guys are doing your own things, because I'm not as gecko enough. So that guy, Bandito, I want to give him a special shout out for him. He's always been there for me, supporting me through this encouragement that I'll be doing great and all of that. Shout out to Qatar FGC, they're all the homies. And obviously I want to give a shout out to DMC speedrunning community. All of them are really wonderful, especially the DMC2 veterans who have been there helping me out to optimize this game. Other than that, I don't know. That's all I could say for now. So yeah, I hope everyone have a nice piece of ramen from this run. So make sure to drink your water, stay hydrated.
Yeah, this run I think is absolutely just an encapsulation of the idea that a game that may not have been critically acclaimed can still turn out to be an exceptional speedrun, and I hope everybody enjoyed it.
Yeah, man, absolutely. This one was a lot of fun to learn, actually. I was very surprised at how cool and good the game could be in these circumstances. And also big shout outs to everybody who collaborated to make the resources for learning this run as accessible as they were. Of course, you, Loner, but also
No
shouts
problem.
to everybody who came together for the doc. Dark Harmonizer, of course, DH Malice, the boy. Trying to think of who else contributed to that doc. The names do be escaping me, but regardless, that effort makes things like, learning these runs a lot easier, and hopefully the community grows from this.
Absolutely.
That's a relief.
I think that's all from us.
Yeah,
Well
thank you
done.
so much.
Big thanks to LonerHero for that awesome Devil May Cry. And coming up on deck, we have Crash Mind Over Mutant with CD-ROM Fraud.
Oh.
Good.
God.